What up, what up, what up? It's your boy DJ Eccentric, and this is the Eccentric Experience. No gossip, no bullshit, just real spit coming from a real one. First, want to say a very special shout out, man, to all my people, everybody, with the Realest Spit from the Realest Spit podcast, man. This is pretty much more of the same, man. Just your boy. Nobody here with me, man. Just kicking it to y'all the way that I do. This one, man, we gonna talk a little bit about this Black Panther thing and Mr. Chadwick Boseman. First of all, I want to say R.I.P. to Mr. Chadwick Boseman, man. A very, very powerful, very gifted actor. Losing him, as I heard someone say, losing him is not just a loss, but it is a void in the said industry. We definitely will miss his presence. We definitely will miss his work in the industry. That said, I want to talk a little bit about this Black Panther situation. If we can call it a situation, Marvel has a bit of a decision to make, and it appears, the more and more I hear about it, it appears that they've made their decision. That decision, of course, is due to the passing, the unfortunate out of nowhere passing of Mr. Chadwick Boseman. They're in a situation of Chadwick Boseman. I'm sorry, they're in a situation of trying to decide whether or not they're going to what they're going to do with the Black Panther movie. Obviously, the original movie Black Panther 1 was a super duper success. The highest grossing superhero movie of all times. Over $2 billion, I believe it was, or something like that. I mean, don't quote me on that, but did very, 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 very well. So well, in fact, that they're definitely going to have to do a sequel, no matter what. Obviously, the plan was to bring the entire cast back, including Mr. Chadwick Boseman, and do another phenomenal picture out of that comic book sequence. But again, unfortunately, Mr. Boseman has left us. God has called him to do some bigger things in the heavens. So as far as the Black Panther movie goes and Marvel itself, they're going to have to make a decision on whether or not to even do the movie at all. Do they just kind of just let it sit in history as it is and just honor Mr. Boseman in that way, which I don't think that's the right way to do it. I certainly don't think he would have wanted that. He definitely would have wanted his work to carry on the introduction of that character and the opportunity that's there for that character to go in depth with. He would certainly want something to happen to carry that on. The other aspect would be to use CGI to possibly basically just get some stuntmen and some stand-ins and just basically use CGI over CGI Mr. Boseman's face over the body, which that would obviously I mean, you can do that for maybe one or two scenes, but an entire movie like that, come on now. It's one thing had they started it and got halfway through it and then a tragedy struck. I mean, that might be something that they could maybe take a little more serious of a look at. But, just doing a whole movie like that, no, that would absolutely suck. So I sincerely hope that was just an idea and not anything that's being seriously considered. The next, and probably, I'm not going to say, actually, the next option would be to recast the role. Now, while I hear a lot of people saying, they don't want to see anybody else play that role. It'll be hard to see anyone else standing in that role. I do understand that. I do get that. But it is very important for everyone to understand that while Mr. Boseman did do a phenomenal job introducing that character and bringing that character to the big screen and putting him in everybody's eyes and in everybody's minds, T'Challa / the Black Panther is a character that has been around for a long time, longer than most of us. Definitely longer than Mr. Boseman. And while he did such a phenomenal job playing that character, it is a character, that can be played by any other gifted actor. You know what I'm saying? And I do apologize if that sounds too emotionless for a lot of people. I understand how emotional everyone is about Mr. Boseman's passing, and I admit I was pretty emotional about it myself. But at some point you have to move on. Recasting it is not a bad idea. You do have a lot of talented black male actors out there that can definitely pick up that role and carry it on. As I said, it might seem a bit weird at first, but I guarantee if you choose the right person and they come in and do a good enough job, by 20 minutes into the movie, you'll forget that you're actually looking at someone different. And it made me think, when I was thinking about this whole thing, I mean, what if at the beginning of the process, say after Captain America 1, and let's just say Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, Steve Rogers, let's just say, something happened to him where he decided, he didn't want to do the role anymore. Would they have not recasted Steve Rogers? And I know that's not quite the same scenario. So, I mean, let's think back even to as far back as Iron Man, at the tail beginning of this whole thing. We all know the history of Robert Downey Jr. Obviously, he's come a long way in putting that behind him. But let's just say in the beginning of that, he fell back into his old ways, and even something tragic happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Where unfortunately, he was no longer with us, so he passed on or was just unable to do it. Would they have not recasted Tony Starks as well as Robert Downey Jr. did that? Would they have not recasted Tony Starks? Of course they would have. Of course they would have done it. It would have been hard, but they would have done it, and they would have found someone to pull it off and carry it on very well. I mean, they've recasted roles before, and I understand nothing as big as this, but they've recasted the Incredible Hulk. As great as Ed Norton did it in the only solo Hulk film, by the time they got back to doing it for the actual Avengers, they brought in a whole nother person, Mark Ruffalo, who didn't do anything like Ed Norton. He took it and did the whole Bruce Banner thing his own way, and it worked. So now you have one phenomenal actor replacing another phenomenal actor, and it worked. So nobody didn't miss a beat. Nobody even said anything about it. Once they seen it. So like I said, I know the T'Challa character in Black Panther is a lot, bigger than that. But I'm just saying it can be done. It's not anything that should just be poo-pooed away. It's not an idea that should just be poo-pooed away simply because you just don't want to deal with the hassle of recasting another black actor, or people don't want to see anybody else do it. I think you'll be kind of throwing away a huge opportunity for someone else to maybe, kind of broaden their horizons and show their acting chops. And I hate to go here, I really do, but it's hard not to when you bring it up. But it almost, saying that no, nobody else can do it, or no, we don't want to recast anybody else, that kind of puts us back into the place where we were prior to this, where they're basically saying, no black actor can pull this off. Nobody wants to see a black actor in a huge action movie or in a comic book movie. Nobody wants to see a black actor lead that. You can only do a supporting role, or at best a co-starring role. To say that, Chadwick Boseman is the only guy that could have done that, I mean, that's really kind of a slap in the face to the other phenomenal black actors that are out there. As I said, I hate to go there. I definitely don't want to put that on Marvel, but I mean, it just kind of is what it is. You know what I'm saying? To the people out there that think that way, I mean, you're giving them the lane to think that way with everything that's going on, with the whole, systematic oppression and racial movement. Again, it's not Marvel's problem, but it is a problem. It is a problem of the world. It is a problem that everyone has to deal with, and everyone has to address, and everyone has to play their part in trying to cure it or get rid of it. But that's just thoughts. These are just brainstorms. Just something to think about. That's all. Last but definitely not least, the thing that it sounds like they're really, truly, strongly considering, and it more than likely will go this way. They're actually going to move fast forward into the whole story altogether and go to the point where Shuri, which is T'Challa's sister, becomes Black Panther, and that role was played by, I think the young lady's name was Letitia Wright or something like that. I apologize if I'm saying her first name wrong. You guys know what I'm saying, but she did a phenomenal job as Shuri in the movie Black Panther. Yes, that really does happen in the comics. Shuri eventually does take on the mantle of Black Panther once T'Challa is seriously injured in a battle. I think it was actually a battle with Doctor Doom, I believe. I believe, yeah, he was seriously injured in that battle. And so much so to where he couldn't heal, was having problems healing. And, Shuri had to take on the mantle of the Black Panther to one, defeat Doctor Doom, defeat the guy that hurt him, and two, to just kind of carry on the mantle altogether until T'Challa was able to come back. And eventually he did come back. He took on the role a little more. But it does get to a point where Shuri takes the mantle again, and she basically is until the end of the comic. Which is basically just a few more comics after that, she does carry on that mantle. So the idea is that they're going to fast forward the story just a bit. It is live action. Everybody can use their imagination, and basically go ahead and go into that. Just basically kill T'Challa off screen, or say that he died off screen. Honor him obviously honor Chadwick Boseman in some kind of way, to where, I don't know, maybe they do the CGI thing, like when they go back to the spirit, when he, go back to the spirit of the ancestors or whatever, and, maybe they do get a stand-in and CGI his face in that moment to put him in there and honor him, and, still leave him as the one and only T'Challa. I'm not mad at that idea. The only concern is that that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan. And so to rush into that, what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself: is this actress, is she ready for that? Is she ready for that pressure? Is she ready? For that. Yeah, everybody saying, well, yeah, we enjoyed her. Yeah, you enjoyed her in the role that she was playing. You didn't see her as the lead. You know what I'm saying? And her carrying this movie, her being the hero. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good, but I'm trying to tell everybody it's a whole nother thing. And this is a big moment. An opportunity for another high selling film that's casted with has a predominantly black cast. And if done correctly, it can go on into another opportunity. And I just hate to see it ruined simply because no one wanted to do the work and just possibly tell the best story possible, put the best movie possible on screen. You know what I'm saying? And if that means recasting the role even for just half of the movie, because honestly that story of T'Challa, it's very deep. It goes a little bit deeper than what we've seen. And it's really a whole lot of storyline before it actually gets to that point where Shuri actually takes on the mantle. But as I said, it's all imagination. It's all make believe. So if we use our imaginations, obviously it can work. My main concern, I just hope that the young lady, Miss Wright, and I apologize because I don't realized I didn't really know exactly what her first name is. Just hope that she's ready for that. Obviously it's not anything that has to be rushed, now because of the tragedy. Everybody understands that, even if this, right now is the Black Panther 2 date is, and then we don't even know if that's the title, but the second Black Panther's date is slated for May 6th of 2022. It's a very good chance that date is probably going to come back at least a few months, if not a whole year. So it's not anything that has to be rushed. I just hope whatever they do, they write a very, very good script. They prepare this young lady to not only be the comic relief that she was in the first movie, but to now be the lead actress and the hero that basically carries that portion of the franchise into the future. Ironically, as I'm reading and looking into a lot of the Marvel plans moving forward, I'm not really hearing a whole lot of plans for actual Black Panther being infused back into the actual the team aspect. I mean, you're hearing they're doing X-Men, they're doing Fantastic Four. It's going to be a new Avengers and Young Avengers and things like that. And I haven't heard any obviously, and it's all just hearsay now, but obviously excuse me, but I haven't heard any plans to even infuse Black Panther back into that. So, even though Black Panther was never technically a part of the team, he was always in and out. He was always there. When you tell the story of the actual Avengers, T'Challa was always there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm only bringing that up to say that if this is done incorrectly, then you now give them the opportunity to just be rid of that whole world, the whole world of Wakanda altogether. And that's not what any of us want. You know what I'm saying? So whatever happens, I just hope the people over at Marvel, Universal, and who all the parties involved, or maybe it's just Marvel. I'm sorry, Universal doesn't even have anything to do with it anymore. Just sit down and make a informed, educated decision. Put all of the options on the table. Don't rush to one decision or the other. Really truly give it a real good serious thought all the way around, because it's one of those things that once you go, you're going, and it's really no turning back. And it's a wonderful opportunity. The fact that everybody's still talking about it and everybody is wondering and worried so much about it, that lets you know how big the opportunity is, and how special it could be. It could probably even be bigger than the first one, if you get it right. I'm here for Shuri if they want to go in that direction, but just hoping that the young lady is prepared for that, because as I said, it wasn't the plan, at least not this early, to go into that portion of the story, and have her carry on that mantle. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm here for it either way. And we're at least 2 years, maybe even 3 years away from this thing. So let's just wish it luck. Again, R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman, man. You are missed, will be missed. And good luck to Miss Wright, if they do decide to go in that direction. And that's about all I have to say on that matter, man. Can't wait. I'm actually kind of as sad as we are that we do have to move on. I'm actually kind of excited to see where we move on to. And that's my piece. This is DJ Icentric and the Icentric Experience. Please hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. Feel free to comment. Tell me what you think, how you feel. Say your mama, your daddy, whoever, man. I just want to know what it is, man. Holla back.